All right, everybody, welcome back to the bench. So today I'm going to show you guys a bunch of live clips. We're going to be doing a lot of recording from the field. So I just wanted to give you guys this intro. So real quick, we have a couple of different systems. I wanted to show you guys the Geisley Super 42 spring. Now, we did run this on the 12.5. I didn't run it on my 11.5 just because it seemed really redundant. Plus, I wanted to kind of compare it to kind of a stock spring setup. We have the Griffin Armament S.O.B spring with a Springco blue spring, and then we have the Griffin Armament A5 S.O.B with a Geisley rifle length spring on the 20-inch gun that we've been shooting. So I wanted to give you guys like a rifle length, a mid length, and we did two mid lengths, 13.9 and a 12.5, and then we did a carbine length, my 11.5 Colt. Now I'm going to just preface all of this. This is not every spring combination and all the other fun stuff, but this is really what's going to show you exactly how the Griffin S.O.B system works, how it works with each gun. I do believe on some guns it does make a difference. On other guns, they're too overgassed. My Colt 11.5 is just one of those guns that is just way too overgassed. I love the gun. It runs. I've only ever had one malfunction with it this entire time, and I just think that the gun is too overgassed, and it honestly, it needs a bolt carrier group that is going to cut off a lot of that gas flow in there. So hence the bootleg adjustable bolt carrier group is exactly where we're going to go with this. It's just one of the guns that I absolutely love shooting. I am actually, so in the video following this week, I'm actually talking about how I've built out my 20-inch gun, and I'm getting a dissipator barrel for it, so we're going to be swapping it out. So I figured I'd let you guys know exactly how cool the dissipator is, or how cool the 20-inch is, and then we're going to go do a dissipator build also. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. There will be more stuff out there. Huge shout out to Brownells. They're an amazing company. They help us out. Now, Brownells didn't send any of these buffers out, but they did send a bunch of guns out that we've been testing with, so I do have to shout them out. Head on over, use code AR15 right now, save 15% off all AR parts over at Brownells. Go head on over there. Get using it. Get to doing it. And yeah, it'll be fun, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know. We're going to come back afterwards, and I'll let you guys know my thoughts, my conclusions, all my other fun stuff. All right, so we have a regular PWS H2 with a standard spring that PWS sends out. I'm just going to show you guys what this is like to shoot unsuppressed. We're going to look at ejection pattern. All right, so 5 rounds at 3 o'clock. So there we go. All right, so this is the Griffin S.O.B system. This is just heavier than an H2, and I'm running a blue spring, a Springco blue spring. All right, so it's just a little bit past 3 o'clock, so that's not terrible. So now we'll do suppressed, Sandman K. A little gassy still. We're getting a little bit more of an injection pattern going this way. I'm going to insert a video that I had last week with the Geisley Super 42 system in here. And it's just been a pretty good system overall. All right, so we have an SBR here. So my buddy has his SBR. Thank you, cameraman Chris. But we have an LMT. This is a 12.5 barrel on a mid-length gas system with whatever they're using. This is running the Geisley Super 42 H2. I put in a titanium weight for him on the super braided wire spring. This is a carbine length system. So we're gonna test this, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when we do this. So so everything's kind of going like right there. Man, that is so loud. All right, so now we're gonna go suppress, dead air Sandman K. This is his home defense setup. So we'll shoot suppressed with this. As we can tell, it's going like right there, like right between 1 and 2 o'clock, or I'm sorry, 2 and 3 o'clock. So that's not terrible. So now we're gonna switch over to the Griffin and take off the suppressor, and we'll go from there. All right, so now we have the Griffin S.O.B with the blue spring. Again, that mid-length system on the 12.5 LMT, which is pretty nice. It's very soft shooting. I can tell you guys right now that that is a softer shooting setup than my 11.5, but my 11.5 is also carbine length. So now we're gonna do this with the S.O.B. We're gonna see exactly where the ejection pattern is. All right, so it's actually back almost to 4 o'clock now with that S.O.B. system. So now when we go to shoot suppressed, ooh, that's hot. Woo! That's a warm can, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so now we're gonna go shoot suppressed on the 12.5 mid-length system. All right, so it locked back on the last round too, which is really nice. It definitely softened it up. I can say for sure this definitely did soften up the amount of felt recoil. It did, I kind of think that we can tell that it maybe did slow down the bolt carrier group. I don't have any slow-mo footage, nor do I have anything like that, so we can't really test it. I'm pretty sure Griffin has done some sort of thing, and maybe they'll even put it down in the comments below, but I like it. I would still, honestly, for my 11.5 carbine length system, I would go with an adjustable bolt carrier group with this on the 12.5 mid-length system for the LMT. I don't think I would go with an adjustable bolt carrier group. I think that the S.O.B. system on this works perfectly. It does kick it out at close to 1 o'clock, but it's a lot softer than the carbine length system that we were shooting earlier. All right, what'd you think?
It's definitely better with that.
So the S.O.B. system is a little bit better than the Super 42?
Well, I'm going to say yes. With the current H2 that's in there, I think the S.O.B. with the blue spring co-spring feels way better. Way better.
Especially shooting suppressed.
Especially shooting suppressed.
All right, so the same lower that we were just using just a little bit ago with the H2 and the Super 42 spring, just to verify. So we are using an H2 Super 42 spring. It says H1, but we added a tungsten weight to it, so it is an H2. Thank you, Geisley. Again, we are running some 223. All right, so it's literally right there. Like, it's just bam, and it's barely coming out too. So we'll swap it out real quick, and we'll go from there. All right, so we're putting in the blue spring with the S.O.B, and we're going to test it out. Now, this is a mid-length system on a 13.9-inch barrel with a suppressor. So, and this is the S.O.B with the blue spring. They honestly feel identical. I can't really tell. I'm going to have my cameraman shoot this back to back, and I'm going to see how he feels about it, because I honestly, I cannot tell a difference. In 5 rounds off of both with the Sandman K, which is just a short suppressor, but it adds a ton of back pressure, even with the 30 cal end cap that we have on here. It feels almost identical. So I'm gonna have my cameraman shoot this, and I'm gonna go from there. This is the S.O.B inside the 13.9.
Feels good.
Feels good.
Feels good.
All right, so we're running the Super 42 H2 combo up against the S.O.B. So
I have to say, it actually feels way better with this, with the current setup.
It feels better?
It does feel better.
Okay. I mean, to be honest, I could feel no difference. I could not feel a thing. So it's really weird to me, because I am just, but this is science, and we're learning new things. So, yeah, Trajectory Arms built that upper. Huge shout out to Brownells. Thank you so much to them. They're awesome. The SSAE trigger, those things are amazing, and you can always pick them up on sale over at Brownells and or other places. But yeah, this is a good setup. I'm gonna say, would you say the S.O.B is worth it to put in a system like this, or just in your 12.5?
I would say it works much better in the 12.5 system than it does perform in this. Now, maybe a little bit more time behind it would help, but off of first impressions, I'm having to go with the Super 42 with H2.
Okay. All right, so we have the Geisley Super 42 rifle length braided wire spring. So this is on the A5 system here. All right, and then I just have a regular A5 H2 buffer. So this one's a little bit less heavy than the Griffin S.O.B for the A5. All right. So we have the S.O.B system here with the Geisley rifle length system. All right, so now suppressed. So it's pretty consistent ejection. Like we're getting the exact same ejection out of both. I cannot tell you if this feels softer or not. I'm not gonna lie. I do think that either a gas block that is controllable, like an adjustable gas block, or a buffer. I'm sorry, not a buffer. Or a bolt carry group that is adjustable, like the bootleg. I think those would probably be better systems, especially suited for if you're going to shoot dedicated suppressed, which, to be honest, a lot of people are doing nowadays. So if you're going to shoot dedicated suppressed, I do recommend the S.O.B, but to be honest, to save weight, I would go overall and just go with the bootleg adjustable system, which I will be getting here pretty soon. We're going to be running that on the 11.5 because it is way too overgassed, especially when it's cleaned. And when I run it really dirty, it's fine, but we can adjust those settings on that bolt carrier group. And I think the S.O.B system is good. And of course, everybody just wants to fucking sit out here and shoot. But I think the S.O.B system is very good. I just think that the adjustable bolt carrier group or adjustable gas block would do us better. And since I don't want to lose my front sight base, I'm very, very going to say that we're going to go with the adjustable bolt carrier group.
All right, so some after-field thoughts. Okay, so with everything, I'm gonna go ahead and say I think that the S.O.B system is worth it if that's the route you really want to go. On an 11.5 carbine, just overgassed gun, I'm honestly going to state that the S.O.B did absolutely nothing for it. On the 12.5 mid-length system, it did everything for it. I mean, it was a much softer shooting gun. To me, it felt good. It had a better recoil impulse and all that. But then again, I think that's the nature of the 12.5 mid-length system. Then going into the mid-length 13.9, it didn't feel like there was a difference at all, you know. And then the 20-inch, no feeling in difference at all. So I think it has to do with certain gassings of the gun and all the other fun stuff. There's a lot more that goes into it than just the buffer system itself. Now, one of the questions you might have is, everything was shot with 55 grain 223 Freedom Munitions reman stuff. It's cheap. It's what I had on hand. That's what I shoot the bulk of. So that's what gives me like the most gas between that and PMC Bronze or PMC X-Tac. This 223 55 grain stuff definitely gives me like the most amount of gas I get out of a lot of the stuff, including like 5.56. It's very interesting. I don't know. I think it's whatever powder they're using is literally the bottom shelf of the powder. In fact, I even had a case explode in half this past weekend. After all that testing I did, had a case explode in half and get stuck in the gun, and I had rammed another round in there on accident, and that's how it pulled it out. It was very weird. I'll show you a picture right now. It's very interesting. But yeah, I don't hate that ammo. It's very cheap. I think you can pick up 500 rounds for like $240 or something like that. It's pretty cheap. So when it comes to the S.O.B system, I'm going to go ahead and state it's going to probably live in the 20-inch. It's probably not going to live in the 11.5. I mean, it probably will, considering, you know, we'll see where it lives. It'll probably actually live in the 13.9, considering that it does absolutely nothing on the 11.5. And the 11.5 is definitely going to live with the whole Super 42 system, along with an adjustable bolt carrier group. I hope that gives you guys enough information. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any further questions, please let me know, and I will be more than happy to answer them down below. As always, I hope you guys have a good one. Don't have too much fun. As always, be a hoodlum.
So we just pulled this out of my upper receiver, and I've never seen a round get stuck inside of another shell casing like that. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. I don't know how the hell that happened, But that's a malfunction you don't see every day.